Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. Going to be giving you my player ratings from our 3-1 win against Burnley at Old Trafford. So Dean Henderson, I'm going to give him a 5 out of 10. He was not that good today. He had some shaky moments. Looks very shaky off his line. Dean Henderson ran out in the first 14 seconds of the match. Chris Wood had scored a header, but it had been disallowed for offside. In the vast majority of Dean Henderson's games, he's done very well. You know, he's made good saves, he's made some good aerial claims, made a couple of good aerial claims today to be fair. You know, his distribution's been good in a lot of games as well. I reckon now he's our number one. I said he's reliable enough to be our number one because he has got that experience behind him. Don't forget, he did endure 2 successful loans with Sheffield United. And he's had other loan spells before, and before the start of this season, Dean Henderson signed a 6-year contract with Man United, so he committed his future to the club. He had that cap on today, by the way. So just a 5 out of 10 for Dean Henderson, unfortunately. And Wan-Bissaka, I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10, reflecting on his first half performance. I thought in the first half, and Wan-Bissaka showed good attacking intent. You know, he made some very good runs. Dealt with some crosses well. And defensively was quite good. But I thought in the second half, Wan-Bissaka was quiet. This is Wan-Bissaka's second full season at Manchester United. We got him in a deal worth 50 million from Crystal Palace in the summer of 2019. Victor Lindelof, I'm going to give him a 5 out of 10. I don't think he had the best of games today, Victor Lindelof. I thought he really struggled coming up against Chris Wood. What?
I told you about that job about gone for traditional window cleaning.
Yeah.
To Surfman. Out the crap.
You ain't got it then, have you?
No? Traditional window cleaning with squeegees and mops.
You ain't got it then, have you?
Hello, Alan, we'd like to let you know. I've just looked at my phone now and seen it.
Yeah.
Loads of old jobs that I just deleted them all.
Yeah.
So we'd like to let you know that the following job you applied for was closed by the employer.
Yeah.
Every one of them are crap out.
Yeah, the shit, yeah.
Fucking shit, every one of them.
Yeah. Like I'm saying, giving a Lindelof a 5 out of 10. Lindelof has been at the club now quite a few years. We got him in a deal worth 31 million from Benfica back in 2017. Harry Maguire, I'm going to give him a 5 out of 10. Harry Maguire was definitely accountable for Burnley's goal by Tarkowski. You know, Tarkowski easily beaten Harry Maguire in the air. Harry Maguire had some very shaky moments in the game. And he really struggled against Chris Wood. And I thought some of Harry Maguire's decision making was quite poor. He did make a couple of good blocks though. Harry Maguire has enjoyed some good games this season, but he's also enjoyed some poor games as well. Certainly wasn't worth the £80 million.
Let me look at your room. No, he hasn't two separate walls, is it?
No.
In Michael's box room, he's got a wall,
Yeah.
ceiling,
Yeah.
and it's like Gina's, like wooden bar across there.
Yeah.
I wonder why this isn't, because it's same room, because he's got this as well as Michael. But his is not near the window. His is other side from the window. Are you with me?
Yeah.
It's the same bedroom as this.
Yeah. Like I was saying, sorry about that. Certainly wasn't worth the £80 million we got him for. He's the most expensive centre half in the world at the moment, and he's the second most expensive signing at the club. So just a 5 out of 10 for him. Luke Shaw, I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. He enjoyed a good game today. Showed good attacking intent. Put some good crosses into the box. Provided that width. Created some good chances. So, yeah, 7 out of 10 for Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw's had a good career at Manchester United. Apart from his injuries, he's been at the club now over 6 years. Fred, I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. I thought his passing was very, very good today. Fred has enjoyed some very, very good games as a Man United player, but he's also enjoyed poor games as well. We certainly overpaid for him. We got him in a deal worth 52 million from Shakhtar Donetsk. So 7 out of 10 for him. Scott McTominay, I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. He had a couple of good chances in the game. His passing was also very, very good, and he broke up the play well at times. McTominay's still young. He's got a lot of development in him. Just after the first lockdown last year, he signed a 5-year contract with Man United. He's not at that level where I want him to be at as yet, but can he emulate to that level? Paul Pogba, I'm going to give him a 8 out of 10. I thought he influenced the game. Paul Pogba had a very, very good headed chance. Produced a good save from the Burnley goalkeeper. I think he also had another chance in the game. And he got the assist for Mason Greenwood's second goal. Paul Pogba started in more of an advanced role. So 8 out of 10 for him. And we need to keep Paul Pogba in more of an advanced role, because that's where he's more effective. I'm not too keen on Paul Pogba in a deeper role, but we've played him in that deeper role a few times. Now, I would like us to keep Paul Pogba potentially past the summer, because he does bring creativity to the team, and we have been getting the best out of him in recent months. Don't forget earlier on this season, Pogba had a thigh injury, and he was out for a while. He was out for the first part of this season with an ankle injury, and he was out for the vast majority of last season with an ankle injury. So he sustained a few injuries at Manchester United. Solskjaer did say earlier on this season that he hopes Paul Pogba will stay and sign a new contract. And he did say that Paul Pogba's future lies at Man United, and our players would be devastated if the club decided to sell Pogba in the summer transfer window. Now, there was reports coming out this morning saying that Paul Pogba is demanding £500,000 a week to sign a new contract at Manchester United. I'm very sceptical we'll be able to meet his demands, but if he was to meet his demands, it would take his overall earnings to almost £800,000 a week, because on his current contract at the moment he's on 290 grand a week. His current contract expires next year, because earlier on this season we triggered that 1 year extension on his contract, so he's under contract on Man United until June 2022. Paul Pogba recently criticised Jose Mourinho. He says Jose Mourinho went against the players, and he said Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is different. So reflecting on that, he's 100% Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in. Jose Mourinho hit back at Paul Pogba's comments, and he said he doesn't care less what he had to say about his reign as Manchester United manager. Pogba's had a long-running transfer saga. He's been relentlessly linked with a move to Real Madrid. PSG have been in for him, and his former club Juventus have been in for him. I did say there's a very good chance he will go back to Juventus, because he did enjoy 4 good years with them before he rejoined Manchester United, and swap deals have been high on the agenda. There was reports from the Italian press recently saying that there could be a swap deal involving Cristiano Ronaldo and Paul Pogba. Do you think that would be a good swap deal from a Man United perspective and a Juventus perspective? Says earlier on this season that Juventus were willing to offer us Paulo Dybala in exchange for Pogba. But Juventus actually told his agent Mino Raiola earlier on this season they could not afford Paul Pogba. So reflect on that, he said he won't be making a return to Juventus. Barcelona have also been in for him. Mino Raiola has obviously been desperate to get his client out of the football club. He did say earlier on this season that he's got no intentions of destabilising his client's season. And he made an admission saying that he's working quietly on Paul Pogba's transfer to avoid offence. Because Mino Raiola doesn't have a good relationship with Man United, and he has been criticised a lot. He was doing talking earlier on this season. He said he doesn't give a fuck if he doesn't take another player to Man United as long as his clients are happy. And he criticised Sir Alex Ferguson for forcing Pogba out of the club when he was younger. I presume all United fans disagreed with Mino Raiola criticising Ferguson, and he made an announcement back in December regarding Paul Pogba. Did Mino Raiola and, Solskjaer was furious with Mino Raiola's announcement. This is Pogba's 5th season at the football club since he rejoined. He's our most expensive signing at the moment because we paid £89 million for him. So yeah, an 8 out of 10 for Paul Pogba for today. Bruno Fernandes, I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. Did okay, didn't do much wrong. Did give the ball away though a couple of times. Obviously Bruno Fernandes played a part in the first goal, because he was the one that dummied it to Mason Greenwood. I think at some point Bruno Fernandes does need a rest because we have overplayed him. In a lot of his games at Manchester United, he has been very consistent, but there's also been quite a few games where he has looked off the pace. Fernandes has been at Manchester United now over a year, and don't forget, he did say on his 12-month anniversary back in January that he's planning on spending many years at the club. Earlier on this season, Fernandes, denied that he needed a rest because he said he's come to Manchester to win trophies. He's won Player of the Month quite a few times, reflecting on his good performances. But he's our best player, and he's the best signing we've made since Ferguson. We initially paid £47 million for him, but the overall cost with add-ons is just over £67 million. Bruno Fernandes is under contract with Man United until 2025 with an option of a further 12 months. 7 out of 10 for him. Marcus Rashford, I'm going to give him a 8 out of 10. He enjoyed a very, very good game today. It's Marcus Rashford's best game in a while. You know, Marcus Rashford made some very, very good runs. He got into some good positions. He overran, though, some openings. Marcus Rashford got the assist for Mason Greenwood's first goal. Rashford could have got his name on the score sheet because he had a good chance from a tight angle. I think it was in the first half. I'm surprised Rashford actually started because Marcus Rashford's recently had a foot injury. He's become injury prone at Manchester United because he has now sustained quite a few injuries. We need to keep Marcus Rashford out wide because that's where he's more effective. Rashford's been a United player since the age of 7 and he's been in our senior squad since 2016 and since then has become an integral part of our team. Mason Greenwood, I'm going to give him a 9 out of 10. Mason Greenwood got a brace. You know, took his first goal very, very well. Greenwood's second goal, though, was fortuitous because it took a deflection off Cork. Mason Greenwood started centrally. But you get the best out of him whether he's playing out on the right-hand side or whether he's playing up top. Mason Greenwood's been superb since he broke into our first team squad. You know, he made his senior debut in 2019 and he's been a United player since the age of 7, so he's been part of the club for a while. And earlier on this season, Greenwood signed a new 4-year contract. Ollie's been defending him a lot this season. Didn't really have much of a perception on him at the first part of this season because don't forget Greenwood was out with injury. And at one point he had personal issues and stuff like that. Brought 2 substitutions on in the game. Obviously we saw Edison Cavani come on and we saw Donny van de Beek come on. Edison Cavani, I'll give him a 7 out of 10. He scored our 3rd goal in stoppage time. It was a tap-in from Edison Cavani. Edison Cavani has made a fantastic impact since he's come in. By the way, Solskjaer confirmed that Edison Cavani asked to be a substitute against Burnley. This is why he didn't start today. Edison Cavani also scored against Granada recently. And he also scored a very, very good goal against Tottenham last week. It was a very, very good diving header. And also had a disallowed goal against Tottenham, which should have stood. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and a lot of Man United fans want Edison Cavani to stay for next season. Solskjaer did say prior to the Tottenham game he's unsure over Cavani's future, but it recently said that we've been handed a boost in our attempt to keep hold of Edison Cavani because the Uruguay manager advised Edison Cavani to stay in Europe. Footballer Insider said not so long ago that Cavani has reached a verbal agreement to join Boca Juniors and he's willing to take a pay cut to join them. And Boca Juniors are willing to offer him a 3-year contract. Marcus Rojo, who was a former Man United player, he's already held talks with Edison Cavani over a move to Boca Juniors. And Rojo urged Edison Cavani to quit Man United for Boca Juniors by promising to take him fishing. Ollie said earlier on this season that Cavani was closer to Boca Juniors than staying at Man United, and his father, Edison Cavani, came out and said that Cavani's unhappy, he wants to leave, and he doesn't feel comfortable in England. The reports from Argentina said prior to that Cavani wants to leave Man United after one season. He sustained a few injuries at the club, but we got him on a free transfer last summer. He signed a 1-year contract with Man United with an option of a second year. His current contract expires at the end of the season. 7 out of 10 for him. And Donny van der Beek, I'll give him a 7 out of 10. I thought he did well when he came on, and he got the assist for Edison Cavani's third goal, and it was a lovely little cross from Van der Beek. I actually thought Van der Beek was going to start today. Obviously, it's Van der Beek's birthday. Van der Beek doesn't get many starts at Manchester United. Most of his appearances have come from the bench. He's only started 2 games in the league this season. We need to use him more. There's actually been talks of a Donny van der Beek and Adrian Rabiot swap deal. Ronald de Boer has actually backed Donny van der Beek to become a success at Man United, and he said earlier on this season he still feels loved at the club despite his lack of game time. Solskjaer did make an admission earlier on this season saying that Donny van der Beek is unhappy, but he promised him more game time. He was out with injury for quite a while, wasn't he? Earlier on this season there was narratives coming out saying that Van der Beek wanted to hold showdown talks with Ed Woodward over his future, because it said Donny van der Beek wanted to quit Man United after 1 season due to his lack of game time. ESPN said back in January that we rejected several loan offers for Van der Beek. We got him in a deal worth 40 million from Ajax last summer, and he's versatile because he can play in 3 different roles. So that is your player ratings from our 3-1 win against Burnley. It's 5 wins in a row now for Manchester United, and we've done the double over Burnley. Weren't the best of performances by Manchester United, but we still got the win, and we are 8 points behind Manchester City. I think City are still going to win the title, but Solskjaer did say prior to this game, we will never ever give up on the title. Burnley, were resilient today. They had quite a lot of good moments. I thought Burnley's best player by far was Chris Wood. Like I mentioned, he had the disallowed goal right at the start of the game. He had some other good chances that he could have converted. Chris Wood has made an impact at Burnley. They got him from Leeds, but I thought Chris Wood was also good at Leeds as well. I thought Josh Brownhill had a good game today for Burnley. Goodmanson did quite good. Their goalkeeper made some very, very good saves. So from a Burnley perspective, they'll be disappointed that they didn't get anything from the game. Burnley are near the relegation zone, but I still think they will stay up. Their current manager is Sean Dyche. He's been a long-serving manager at Burnley. He's been Burnley manager now for almost 10 years. Burnley got him in 2012. Before he was at Burnley, he was at Watford. Burnley beat us at Old Trafford last season, 2-0. That was their first win at Old Trafford in 58 years. Burnley have done well against us at Old Trafford in recent years, haven't they? But I'm really, really glad we beat them today. We're beating them 1-0 at Turf Moor earlier on this season. It was a goal from Paul Pogba. I think we're going to get second in the Premier League this season. So progress has been made. But the Europa League is massive for Manchester United. Solskjaer knows how imperative it is to get his first trophy on the board as Man United manager, because we haven't won a trophy since 2017. And a club of our stature need to be winning trophies. We are into the Europa League semi-finals. That's 5 semi-finals now in total under Ole. You know, we do play Roma in the semi-finals of the Europa League. Solskjaer recently spoke about Man United facing Roma in the Europa League semi-final, and he said Edin Dzeko will be the biggest threat to Man United. You know, that's when we do play Roma. Roma will be a tough game. But even if we fail to win the Europa League, we know that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is not going to be sacked. So I can assure he'll be Man United manager in the summer transfer window, and he'll be Man United manager next season. I've already said Solskjaer does deserve at least another season because he has made progress in certain aspects, and I can assure he is our best manager since Ferguson, and he's our 4th permanent manager since Ferguson. You know, our next game is Leeds United. That's a massive game for Man United and Leeds. Really looking forward to that. Preview will be coming up for that Thursday or Friday because it is next Sunday, 2 o'clock kick-off at Ellen Road. Then after Leeds, it's Roma in the semi-final. Then it's Liverpool. And then it's Roma again. So games are coming up thick and fast for Manchester United. The only players that we had missing today against Burnley was Martial. He's likely to be out for the rest of the season. Solskjaer did confirm that not so long ago. Eric Bailly didn't play any part today. He's recently been out with COVID, but Solskjaer did say prior to the game that he was hopeful that Bailly could have featured in this game, and he did say that we're in contract talks with Eric Bailly. And Solskjaer did say that he's relaxed over Eric Bailly's future. Because it did say not so long ago that contract talks were on hold for Eric Bailly till he had assurances over his playing time. And Phil Jones, he was missing, but he doesn't get in our 11 anyway. Burnley, you know, they had some players out, didn't they? You know, Ashley Barnes, he played no part today because he was injured. Pope, he didn't play any part. You know, he's one of their goalkeepers. Long, he didn't play any part. He was injured, and Brady was injured. McNeil played for Burnley today, but he was actually a doubt prior to the game. You know, we have won more games at home recently, but we've been nowhere near as good at home as we have been away from home. You know, we are unbeaten in our last 23 Premier League away games. We haven't lost away from home in the Premier League for over a year. That's a very, very good record. Like I've said in regards to Solskjaer, he's not the long-term manager for Man United. But I hope I'm proven wrong. You know, there's been a lot of Man United fans demanding Ole Gunnar Solskjaer out of the club. They've obviously got main explanations why they want him out, but I presume there's a lot of Man United fans that are still Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in and believes that he needs more time. We know that Solskjaer has already agreed a new 3-year contract worth 30 million. Solskjaer's still got a year left on his current 3-year contract. You know, Solskjaer is aware of how big the summer transfer window is going to be for him and Manchester United. I'm expecting Man United to make around 3 or 4 signings in the summer transfer window, and reports said not so long ago that Man United will spend big in the summer transfer window, but Solskjaer did mention that he wants to keep transfer dealings quiet. And I've identified the areas where we need to strengthen up. We need a striker, we need a right winger, we need a defensive midfielder, and we also need a centre half. We really do. Solskjaer did warn earlier on this season that we may not do business as usual due to the pandemic. He said he's interested in bringing in players that will be a perfect fit for the club. But Solskjaer should get the backing he deserves in the summer transfer window, because like I've said before, we've got John Murtough, he's our director of football, and it was the right decision by the club getting a director of football in. We've got Darren Fletcher, he's our technical director, and Woodward, he's standing by Solskjaer. He believes Solskjaer's the right man to lead the club forward. Solskjaer has been Manchester United manager now over 2 years. Tomorrow there'll be videos coming up. I'll be giving you an update on some more transfer news and all of that. So anyway guys, that's everything to update you today. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very, very soon.